Well, I graduated in 2008, and at the time I was working for Learning and Technology Services at the university, writing help documentation for campus-supported software. And you can see my work online at uwc.edu/help. And then a little bit after, after a couple months after, I had gotten a full-time position, temporary, for 6 months at a Royal Credit Union, also doing documentation, but of course this time it was on banking software. Let's see here. Following those 6 months, I got a part-time position with Volume 1 magazine as the resource and listings editor, which means I'm kind of like basically the tech writer on staff. It takes a little while to explain everything I do. And then about a year after that, there was an opportunity to expand my role there to a full-time position, and I had been doing that for about 5 years. You know, since graduating, I haven't taken any extra courses. No? Not quite. Through the example of the editing and publishing industry, which is the main perspective I'm going to have here, would be a sense of urgency for budgeting your time, for project management, respect for deadlines. That would be the most significant difference, I'd say. And at the time when I was an undergrad, Twitter came out, and I guess Twitter's my example here, but I wasn't really fond of it. It was just kind of like another social media thing to like work on, but since then it has become, you know, worldwide, you know, social media heavyweight, and Volume 1 has a Twitter and it has plenty of followers, and so we, I guess what I mean is, as technology and media changes, so has Volume 1, and that's why we've been able to keep up. In spite of, you know, a diminishing the environment of the print publication in these times. All right, well, I'd say you know, managing my time properly, to being realistic with my deadlines. If I've got to produce, you know, this massive amount of content, you know, about 3 months from now, I'll make sure I do it in like little baby steps and not fret about it too much, and just, you know, be confident in myself to make sure it all comes together in the end, and that I'm not waiting until the end. You can't procrastinate, because then your quality it will be not so good. I'd also mention critical analysis as well, and I know that's taught here, of course. It's part of the English core, at least it was when I was an undergrad, and we had, and you've got to be able to kind of read and micro-read and see like what the message is, or what aren't you saying, like what can you misconstrue when you're writing or editing or publishing something. You want to like develop those dynamic perspectives. Another thing I'll mention is a sort of editing fastidiousness that I developed through Ruth Cronje's classes, actually. She was ruthless in her capacity in showcasing just how masterful you can be at editing and proofing documentation, and that sort of this I don't know, like mastery, like that sort of discipline, unparalleled. That pursuit for perfect documentation every single time has also been very, very important to me. And among the three things I mentioned, the most important, because I've applied them to all of my tech writing jobs. I can't say that the time management was so the case, and I kind of expanded on that earlier. As I mentioned, you know, how much time you have to work on your homework at home in relation to, you know, kicking something out by 2:30 and for, you know, that day, for example. But as far as critical analysis and ruthlessness, that I would say, you know, I'll give my hat, or tip my hat to the degree, the science and technical writing professors, including Ruth, of course, that taught me that. Yeah, well, you know, I don't mean to harp on the time management thing, but I would wonder if we couldn't get students to have that, to develop that sort of respect for deadlines, that discipline, that time management discipline that that I needed to develop fast in the editing and publishing industry. Now they may be serving that purpose well in the internship program, but I would wonder how well the instructors and the site, the internship site supervisor are monitoring that. Yes, my Blue Gold degree was worth it, because it taught me that I could have a writing career that in which I didn't have to read. I didn't have to be a literature major. I didn't have to be a creative writing major. I could have these other marketable writing skills. And it didn't, and of course the program didn't just show me that, but it taught me how to do it. And that's what I love about it.